Hi, everyone, and welcome to this Best Life Now with me, Espen and a beautiful Best Life leader, Jen.
Hi, everyone.
Uh, so it's so nice to come for together for expand on this what we've been teaching from the Best Life Now. Me and Jen, we're listening to this every session with Abraham now. It's on Tuesday and Thursday and Saturdays, and it's going to be until the end of June. I know, so it's 3 months, and such a nice thing to come together for expand on this because it's so much newness in this information every time, and it is very generally speaking out to the globally to the people globally now from what we are experienced with this pandemic, with this newness. We say with the pandemic of expansion, of coming into alignment and feeling more than ever our own creation, our own alignment with who we really are. That's what how I'm looking at that. So that is so nice. And today it was on a magnificent session with Abraham. So much clarity, so much more expansion in all of this happening now, and just more like chilled out, like we talked about last time. Just more feeling of that. Just listening, we're just like feeling more chilled out, and knowing that it's all good. And there's so much expansion from also with the listening. Listening to yourself, our own guidance. That we have our own. We have people like Abraham. She's wonderful, beautiful, amazing. Pure low source energy, but also to know that we all have our own pure low source energy and our own personal guidance to lead us, and we can and never follow others people, never follow what doesn't feel good to you, but follow your bliss, follow those things that feels good to you, and it's really personal for each and every one of us. So also, so it's very very nice. So Jen, wow, what an amazing expansion today with Abraham. I felt really, really a lot of clarification and more like knowing that all is well and all is good. So, what do you want to open up this with what you're listening to Abraham now
Mm,
today?
yeah, well, I agree with everything you said, and it was such a beautiful hour that we had with Abraham today, just like all of the previous ones, of course. And I love how the predominant message that's come through every single one is to chill out,
Mm,
relax, be easy about things. And here's why. Your inner being, that extension of who you really are, your source energy, is always in a feel good place, right? It's always in a vibration
always.
that feels good, but it's also right with you. So, in your moment, if you're feeling stressed, your inner being is right with you, feeling good, calling to you, saying, come this way. But when you're feeling stressed or fearful or negative emotion of any sort, it's as if you can't hear it, right? And so the idea is to relax more, be easy with yourself more, because your inner being has everything that you've asked. The solutions are already in place vibrationally. And that wonderful spinning vortex, right? So there, what does that mean? That means that those solutions are in motion forward, just like we're all in motion forward, just like our inner being is in motion forward. And that means that they're relevant to us in every moment that we're at. But in order to really feel that guidance, we have to be okay feeling good. We have
Mm,
to allow ourselves to feel that connection. And it's the most important thing. And, it's okay, everybody, wherever you're at. And we've been trained a lot in society, and I use that word trained, right? To work hard. Do you know there's no pain with no gain and effort, and you'll be rewarded for, all of that hard work, so to speak. Like, so really kind of push yourself. But Abraham is saying something very different, right? And it's something we know to be true, and it's relax. Give yourself that 15 minutes a day to truly meditate in silence. Give yourself that opportunity to enjoy things, right? To really enjoy things. Allow yourself to be comfortable feeling comfortable. And when you feel negative emotion, acknowledge it and say, well, and this might be a little strong, but from my perspective, I'd say, well, thank you for letting me know that my inner being is seeing this different than me. Then God, source, the universe, is seeing this different than me. And then I just acknowledge that, right? And then I breathe, and then I just generalize it out and flow forward, feeling the immediate relief and the benefit from doing that. So, and why do I say that? Because if you are feeling stress or negative emotion or worry or whatever it is, overwhelmed maybe, these are all indicators not to make you feel stuck, to give you a chance to go, okay, this is what I'm feeling. And I know my inner being, God, source, the universe, is not feeling this, right? Can I shift to a better feeling? And there is such a sense of empowerment every time we have the opportunity to do that. And I call it an opportunity because every time you deliberately acknowledge, give yourself credit for feeling your feelings, and then bridge forward to a better feeling, you'll feel a strengthening of your alignment. You'll feel even more certainty in who you really are. You'll know with even greater clarity that what you've asked is given. You'll know that everything is working out. Things are always working out, and all is truly well.
So good. So good, Jen. And wow, so that's so true. And there was some question for people, and they told me about, like you say, when you're with the resistant, when you should talk about the frequency of your higher vibration is higher than the normal vibration. What is? So to line up with that, not trying too hard, say think or try to think your way forward. But be in the step 3. You should talk about it. Be in the receiving mode. To everything and anything that is new now and forward. And that creativity is flowing and feeling the impulse. And can you expand on that? Because when there is a rocket of desire, we talk about it. When there is a lot of asking in the world now because of all of this happening. Because you want a change, you want to come back to to normal, but actually we are going back to something different. We are going back to something better. But that's the expansion of all of this. We can see so many newness of all of this happening now. Family have more time to spend time together. People have more time to just take a break, to relax and allow more. There is new things going on now for many people that have not been experienced before, because it's been a very, very well, rushing forward, moving forward, and now is everything just like it's in a relaxed place. It's just like calm down place. It's just like take your time for yourself, space, time. It's like something like that. So do you want to expand this out of all of this?
Yeah, for sure. So right.
Some of this for sure.
Yeah.
not everything, but some of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's so beautiful, right? Because it really is understanding, right? And I said it just before, right? What we've asked is given. Meaning the problem, whatever problem it is you're experiencing, you may be feeling the presence of the global problem, so to speak, or you may be feeling the presence of your own individual, like, oh, different changes in my life. Maybe I'm not working the way I was, or different patterns, routines, things like that. But to know the solution is in place. The moment you asked, it was given. So, and this is important. So I'm going to kind of go a little bit of the longer way to this to kind of understand. Right now, there's a lot of people kind of on pause. Yeah, they're maybe not working in the same way. They're kind of staying home. Maybe they can go out for walks, and but it's definitely a different routine to their life, a different flow to their day than it was previously. And it's understanding that's already an answering to some of the things some people have asked. There's plenty of people who are like, man, I don't really like my job and I would like a break. I would like some time. And it's understanding these are already bits and pieces that are being answered. Just like the protests from last year around our climate, right? Oh, there was so much protesting, so much. And now there's like no focus on any of that. Well, guess what? Clear air above China, clear air above LA, clear waterways in Venice, wildlife coming back, marine life coming back. Wonderful, wonderful rehabilitation of the planet, right? Because that asking, that powerful asking from a year ago answered. The solution was there. And as long as there isn't something pushing up so hard against it, the solution can flow right in. Well, nobody's really so concerned about those things right now. So look at that clear air. And, but this is how it always works. And what the reason I give this example is because we are no different individually. So, allow yourself to enjoy this time of reset instead of going, okay, this is really nice. I don't have to have that rigorous schedule or go to the office like I did or whatever. Instead of, feeling like, but now what do I do? Right? And introducing this new stress, allow yourself to enjoy it. Because guess what happens when you're really enjoying that, when you allow yourself to enjoy this new flow, right? This kind of planetary vacation for many of us, right? Not for me so much, but for many, right? There's still some people that are very, very active, but it's definitely a vacation, so to speak, to allow the enjoyment of that. Imagine if you went on a vacation and then you just stressed and worried the whole time, right? What would be the point of the vacation? It's the idea of allowing yourself to enjoy it. And sometimes, people now in this space are thinking, well, I know I've got this time. I got to really get to it. I gotta. And they're almost stressing and pressuring themselves, right? Trying to still insert that action. And I'm going to say it's that desire to hop into action from a space of negative emotion is what's causing all of that stress. It's what's causing the blockage. And don't beat yourself up if this is what you're feeling. This is the way we have been, quote unquote, trained. This is how we've been motivated. You need to do this or bad things will happen. You need to do this and then good things will happen. And that's been trained into us. It's been motivated to us. So, but it's understanding our lives are too big now to allow that to be a primary component of our becoming. And Esther has even found this very much too for herself. She found it to a large degree when Jerry made his transition, right?
That was
She
a good one. Yeah.
let go
Mm.
of the flow and the way things were, and that control, right? Because it was kind of in this routine. It was a very routine space, but allow herself to really flow forward into that space of becoming. And that's what we need to allow ourselves to do now too. And there was a time when Jerry first made his transition that, yes, when Esther was channeling Abraham, she felt very good. But when she would go back into her physical beingness, she felt quite a bit of discomfort until finally Abraham got the message through. Stop looking for Jerry where he was and look for him where he is. So stop looking for your life where it was and look for it where it is. Look for it.
True. Yeah.
Look for your life from the perspective of the vortex. All is well. All is in a space of becoming. And we've all put many things in our vortex around our life, our aspirations, our desires. But if you want to really receive those, you have to allow yourself to relax. You have to allow yourself to be comfortable, and you have to let go, so to speak, of that desire to be motivated, to that desire to look at what a good job I did. Here, give me some, or to be acknowledged from something external. Our lives are too big for that. For those of us that have that aspiration, right? Our lives are too big to be motivated, to be do this or don't disappoint me, right? No, right? It's all about your relationship with you and you. It's all about you feeling comfortable and feeling and flowing with your true guidance. Everything that has preceded us has served us well, all of it, every bit of it. And everything that's happening right now is serving us so well, if we allow it to. And that's an individual choice.
Mm.
But if you're feeling stress and lots of worry or lots of fear, just know you're blocking that. But also, so what do? I'm feeling some of these things, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I'm feeling like, boy, now this is my chance, right? I've got a chance now. Okay, acknowledge. Acknowledge when you're feeling that, oh boy, I just got a chance now. That degree of stress, that feeling of hyper woo in your body. Your inner being isn't calling you that way. Source isn't calling you that way. Nothing that is of pure love and light is calling you that way. Nothing is calling you to make you feel nervous or anxious or overwhelmed. Nothing is calling you forward, look at what this you need to fear. You need to take these actions, because if you don't, bad things will come upon you, right? Nothing is calling you forth in that way at all. That is of source. But there are human
Mm.
streams of consciousness like that. Now,
So Jen can add something like that. That's just like for me when you say that, it's like you can't. It's just like you can't be in the problem and find a solution of the action of it. You can't
exactly.
be in the problem and then take action and find the solution of from the first place. It's everything reflecting from the first place from what you're feeling before you take action. So when you're lining up, she talked a lot about that too. Line up with who you are, and
Mhm,
then take action.
mhm.
Line up and also be easy about it. Be easy with yourself. Don't beat yourself up
Yes,
again. It don't,
yes,
because this is not like like a competition when like you win. If you get there first, this is like a kind of it's our own thing. Just little by little line up with the energy of that feeling it more and more. And if you get pinched off, that's okay too. Acknowledge it, but come back to the space of alignment. Practice more into the vibration. That's the newness of all that is what I feel. And like, you know it's not the time for motivation or try to make it harder or try to more to push against anything. This is really the time, because this is what's really going on right now. And it's like everything just it's on a pause, like you said. And
yes.
now it's just to come into that alignment, into that space for yourself to really feel what you feel, and to come into and to line yourself up with who you really are. That's what I come for myself. I come to believe for myself, and also what I see now for myself. Also, I feel more focused. I feel more aligned. I feel more tuned in and tapped in and turned on than ever. And I say, because there is an opposite when you're having a rock, it's a desire. When there's something going so much, there's so much going on. You
Mhm,
know, it's easy to choose the path of the least resistance, and to
mhm.
choose the path of most allowing when you've been there for a while as well. And just practice. But now than ever, it's going to be more easier for getting into that alignment, because
Mhm.
it's so much energy into to that. It's so much desires for that freedom to come into that relaxation of who you are and feeling who you truly are in all of this. And knowing it's not about the outside anymore. It's
Mhm.
really about the inside. It's all about the inside. It's to come to that split, because nothing we already know. We cannot trust there's a trust. We're looking at things outside. You know, if I've been looking at the news every day now and fed myself up with it and talking about it and being worried about it and feeding myself up, it's like then you know you don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's like alignment feels good, and when you come into that space, you feel it even more now. And then it's just telling that yes, this is the time for you to come back here because this is who you truly are. It's more momentum in that, but we don't have to thinking about it. But it is because of all of this asking, and now it's been given. So more than ever, we have an opportunity to come to the alignment and feel it more now, and be easy about it and gentle. And yeah,
Yeah.
do you have?
I love everything you shared, Espen. It's so spot on, right? It's being easy and gentle, coming into alignment, being comfortable, being more aware if something is coming from outside of you to motivate you, or whether it's coming from within and it feels inspired. And it's okay because you can only be where you are. We've talked about this before. So if you have long-standing patterns of really responding to lots of motivation, trying to be the number one overachiever in the group and following every rule and, doing everything, right? Whatever, those kinds of things, that's okay. But gently allow yourself to come into feeling your connection more, to being comfortable with who you are more, to knowing that what you've asked is given. And your world is too big for you. Your vortex is too big for you to receive it from a motivated space. It
Mm,
really is, or from a space of effort, or from a space of control. It really is coming into that space of knowing that when you meditate and that movie comes in, those glimpses of your vortex, you put them there. When you get a daydream, you're feeling so good and a little daydream comes in, you put that daydream there. The broader aspect of you is holding on to it. And you don't need to like worry about it. Like, okay, I need to remind myself of my goal. Well, if you need to remind yourself of your goal and you're trying to motivate yourself to something, that's going to block you from really receiving that inspiration, because what you've asked is given. And I love in the class that we just got off, because this is something I feel can be very clarifying for people. um, there's been a lot of training and things around, you got to make vision boards and you got to put pictures up all over your walls and you got to look at things every day. And I'm going to say, if you're inspired by a picture or something and it just feels good to you and it brings you joy, put it on your wall for sure. But if you are doing it from a space of this is what I'm going to achieve, this is where I'm going, put it in a box. And you really want to cut it out, put it in a box. Show that you have faith and trust in who you really are. Your
mm,
inner being has what you've asked. God's source has what you've asked, and they're not asking you to remember it. Remember that yacht that you want. Remember that yacht that you want. No, put it in a box. If when you are feeling in that space of comfort and ease and joy and joyful delight of where you are in every moment as you're flowing forward as much as possible, and I'll put this in too. Nobody feels good 100% of the time. Nobody
mm,
that's human.
that's true.
So
No,
don't beat yourself up when you notice a little contrast here or there. Just don't.
that's a flow. That's a flow premise also, and that's a really good clarification because many talk about I have to be perfect, I have to be 100% in this, but that's a flow premise because we are pinching off. You know, we are human beings, and we are. And without contrast, we would not have all of this expansion because
Exactly.
there must be a differences so we can know what we know
Mm-hmm.
about all of this. But also to not beat up on ourselves when there is contrast or beat up by other, but just really feeling all alignment through this, most of it,
Mm-hmm.
and to be in that vibration. And isn't it so nice, Jen, that like just like more clarification that the outside can we the pleasing part. I feel like this is a perfect thing to share. It's like now it's the time for pleasing yourself.
Yes.
Really, really to pleasing yourself. Really to to come into your own alignment, to shine your own light, to broadcast into the frequency of who you truly are.
Mhm.
To meditate, like you said, to meditate. To there's so many things you can do. Segment and writing things down that feels good to you. Appreciate,
Mhm.
feel the appreciation of yourself and for all that is.
Mhm.
Coming to the place and getting out of the head of all of this outside thing that doesn't serve you anymore. That doesn't feel good to you. Be coming more into the alignment. What feels good to you? And yeah, you're right. It is not nothing outside of you can tell you and say to you, you can't feel good. You must be in a place of not feeling good, because
Mhm.
this is what I feel for you. Because
Mhm.
everyone have their own feelings. I can tell Jen, and you have to, Jen, feel this. You must pinch yourself off. You have to feel it. And I don't know if you don't. If you're feeling you, I know if you, I know your alignment. So this is the really, this is a good thing to just acknowledge. It's like we are all our own creators. We are all our own um, pure law source energy. This is a really good time for pleasing yourself.
Yes.
Taking your time, relax,
Mhm.
allow, be in the receiving mode. It's
Mhm.
already asked. You don't have to ask more. Take, relax. Getting out ahead of all of this.
I
Take
agree.
your time, meditate, be more in the space of a relaxation. Do more things that feels good to you. If you like to go outside, getting more fresh air, do so. But do also everything you do now and have. Do it from your for the reasons that you feel good. We say find things that feels good. You should talk about reasons to feel good. Find reasons to feel, and be in the space of feeling your alignment,
Mhm.
and then do whatever, and then you will see, you will be guided on your way. Oh, this feels good, this fresh air, and the senses and the physical senses will feel more alive. You will feel that the alignment through all of this will alive and arise the vibration from your physical senses after you sense them through see, hear, feel, taste, smell, touch, all of this thing. And the thoughts, you will be guided. You will feel that feel good thoughts coming to you. More you relax, more you allow, more it will be your reality to experience this more and more and more. This is a really good time for really pleasing yourself, because if she said, you can't be, there was a question about that too, and it's like you can't be offer a person, you can't be in the problem and offer a person a solution. You have to be in alignment, and then you getting out of the head of it, by the way, as well. You don't thinking about it, then the problem, what the problem person have, because the solution always finds a way when you are in alignment,
Mhm.
not when you too trying too hard or think about it or make things happen, or analyze it or mentally try to do something for changing and thinking too much. It's when you're really most in the most relaxation. It's when you're most relaxed and in the most allowed of your feelings. When you feel really good, you feel it more and more and more as you're moving forward, and just like no thinking about why you're feeling good. You just feel good.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so, so good. I found something really comforting for myself. And so if this resonates with you, I'm just feeling called to share it. But anytime I feel any negative emotion, and this could be very mild, it could be, or it could be more. But anytime I feel any negative emotion or contrast, so to speak, I like to acknowledge myself and say something to the effect of, in this moment, or I'll say, okay, in this moment, I am expanding the universe. And I'm just going to flow forward with that. And it feels good to me. It feels good to know that when we experience negative emotion or contrast, we're actually inspiring the expansion of the universe. We're inspiring the expansion of all that is. And when you can be easy with yourself about that, oh, it just feels so good. It also gives us the ability to be very easy with others and go, thank you for expanding the universe. I know you're doing the best you can from where you're at. And I know you're on your perfect journey. And I know from my space, just like you were saying, Espen, When I'm feeling and flowing in my alignment, I'm of the greatest service to you. And that is so true. When we are beating up on ourselves, or when we can see that other person has a problem, I see your problem, I'm going to fix your problem. And we can see that problem, what's a big problem. That's not the space, right? So, but you may notice somebody has a little something, but no, you see them, you acknowledge, oh, okay. But you just see them in their space of becoming. You see them feeling and flowing in their connection. You can feel the wonderful asking, and you have an appreciation for them, and you hold steady to your alignment. You see them through those eyes of compassion. Oh, they'll feel that relief. They'll feel that acknowledgement. They'll feel that sense of well-being. They'll feel that connection that we all share, that connection to our source, our God, that pure love and light. And it's such a beautiful thing to understand that. And it really just comes right back to everything else we're saying. Be good to yourself first. Be comfortable feeling comfortable. And if you've previously attached your worth to your work, to your effort, to what you've accomplished, well, that's okay. But flowing forward, know that you're so much more than that. Your life is so much bigger than that. And all of that has served you well. But you are just flowing forward with even that greater understanding of who you really are. And allow it to be easy and allow it to be gentle. And when you have little wobbles or bigger wobbles along the way, just acknowledge them and go, well, I know in this moment I'm expanding the universe, and that's a good thing. And I'm going to just do my best to flow forward with that, right? If that feels good to you, or however feels good to you. And that's why I say it in a lot of different ways, because it's not cookie cutter words. I don't want somebody to feel that it's the words. It's the knowing that when you feel negative emotion, expansion is occurring. Your asking in that moment is answered, even if you didn't specifically define it. And knowing that the universe is responding to your vibration, and that your inner being is with you, right with you in every place you are. But it's holding a high vibrational frequency. It's holding the frequency of your vortex. And the only way to get in the vortex is to really be comfortable being comfortable, to be comfortable in your space of becoming, to be comfortable with who you really are, that extension of God's source, the universe, and a physical body, enjoying physical life. And to enjoy life, enjoy the pleasures of life, enjoy your meals, enjoy your walks, enjoy the beautiful sunrises and sunsets, enjoy your children, enjoy your pets. We came to enjoy this experience. And when we find things that we don't enjoy, well, good. In that moment, we're expanding all that is.
I love what you shared. I can kind of say, because it's like when you are in that space, we don't love the destination. We always love the journey. We love that, what you said, this experience of that now, and that we experience now and forward. When we take a trip and walk to the mountain, it's not what the trip when we are on the mountain and looking at the great view. This the trip when we're walking up to the mountain and moving and it's like to know that it's never about destination. It's never about when you get there, then I feel good. It's always that you can always feeling and experience the feel good now. Now, that's always, she talked a lot about it now today. Also, she's starting about it now. It's I would, it's so good because it's like it's now for all of us. And she gave example. No, someone have the time zone in China, and someone had the different time zone like you in America, Jen, and I here in Norway we have different time zone, but it's always now for all of us. Still, it's always now. And she talked about it's always now, and it's a vibration of reality is now. She talked about it too, that the vibration of my vortex reality now, it's that there is the impulses, there is the focus, there is where everything, it gives the best to you and through you. It's giving you the best thought, it's giving you the inspiration and the ideas, and there's a vibration of that vortex in now also, and
Mhm.
to know the differences, to feel that, to like there is a becoming of this now as well. And as we are now focused and feeling our own alignment and enjoying all of this, what we experience more and more that is now, then the becoming of it will be a reality to experience for all of us.
Mhm.
And we do, because everything we thought about and everything we feel about, every human being now, we know what we've been attracting. We see those things, what we speak most about, what we feel most about. And it's the feeling behind all of it. It's not the words, but it's always the alignment to that energy.
Mhm. Yes, 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 and yes, right? And because it's always now, and I loved it. That was what she spoke about right in the beginning. It's always now,
Mm,
wherever you are. This is now. If you're listening to this broadcast live, this is now. And if you're listening to the recording of this broadcast, this is your now in motion forward. Nothing
mm,
is ever standing still. Everything is always in its perfect, most beautiful space of becoming.
mm,
And we can experience that degree of joy, that degree of happiness, that degree of fulfillment and pleasure and delightful unfoldment to the degree that we're able to align ourselves to that feeling of that becoming, that feeling of now in motion forward. And to the degree that we resist against that, kind of tug against that, we'll feel that discomfort. And, but it's not necessary. But if you feel it, just acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it and allow yourself to flow forward. We're all doing the best we can. And
indeed.
not even Esther is in alignment 100% of the time. I,
Yeah.
I really, and she has Abraham flowing through her very proficiently, and a lot of us do, right? And this is a time, if you're feeling that connection flowing through you and to you, doesn't mean you need to do what Esther does. You don't need to speak to the masses, but allow it to speak to you. Allow yourself to feel that. And when I say speak, you may more feel it. You may visually see it. You may see a movie. You may get sensations. It may be
Mm,
impulses, very much so. So let it be what it is and don't try to make it into more than what it is.
mm,
Let it be what it is in each moment. And in that space of beautiful allowing and feeling that comfortability, it will become more. But when you try and make it more before it's ready, you block it. And then I'll call them streams of human consciousness come in. And you can tell because you'll start to feel stress or pressure or all of those things. So if it doesn't feel easy, if it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel allowing, that's okay. Just acknowledge that, right? And then just relax and flow forward. We have an eternity, everyone. We have an eternity. We have for all of time. There is no rush,
mm.
but everything is there. And to the degree we don't rush, well, the momentum will build automatically. That
I
becoming,
love that. Yeah.
yeah.
It's just so good just to say, because that is just like allowing it. There is no push against it. There is no like try to make it happen. And that's something I should share before also. Don't push against anything. And
Mhm.
that's like when you're meditating, you just letting the flow. If she's talking about it, meditating in the morning is a really good one, because then is when you're having the least activity in your mind. Your mind is less activity then, and then you are the most allowing. So when then starting with meditating, and you have that kind of energy with you all day long, then like
Mhm.
kind of that, most of it, and it is so nice that you can easily experience for yourself when you just start a day like that. When you start on the right foot, talk about that too. When you get on the right foot and you just feel good, and the whole day goes like that. Yeah, it can be so every single day, more and more, as you are deliberate, focusing that energy of who you truly are. Then
Mhm.
you will not be so pinched off. And she talked about it too today, about the 5 steps to remember. You not get so far pinched off when there is contrast happening, because you well know your well-being so much that you can come into the space no matter what, and feeling the unconditional through conditional no matter what happening. And then you will not get pinched off your well-being, and then you will move forward and feeling good. And past is already gone. Then you are in the newness of the now and moving forward and feeling more and more of your becoming. And that's who we really desire to come forth here in this physical body with this beautiful energy, pure low source energy we are. And then just, yeah, who knows how far we can go? We don't know.
So
It's
beautiful.
just expanding.
It is so beautiful. And it just opens up this beautiful ability to appreciate. Appreciate yourself wherever you're at. If you're feeling more negative emotion, well, appreciate yourself for expanding all it is. If you're in a household where you're the one who is more in alignment, right? But maybe those in your household are a little more out of alignment. We'll just say it that way. Well, appreciate them for expanding all that is. Appreciate them and appreciate yourself for having this opportunity to strengthen your connection, to really know what's your guidance and what's coming from outside of you, what's motivated. You know, God isn't saying, I'm going to put a gold star on your chart or don't disappoint me. God would never say that to you because you could never disappoint God's source, right? Never, never. You're an extension of God, all and source, right? Whichever word you like to use. Or if you have a different way, or universe, all that is, whatever. But you are an extension of that. So is every particle in the universe. Every particle in the universe. And yeah, are you seeing maybe some things that, not my preference? But guess what? Those particles in the universe are responding via the law of attraction because of the vibrations being transmitted, right? Not to punish or teach lessons, no, but to give people a clearer understanding of where their vibration is at, right? We are given these physical indicators so we can see what we were initially feeling, the impulse, the guidance, right? But we didn't heed it. We weren't sensitive enough to it, or we just kind of pushed it away, or we said, never mind that. I'm not going to pay any mind to that thing, right? And then the stronger indicators come for our awareness so that we can see more clearly to make that shift. And we know what happens. I'm sure you've seen it before. Maybe you've experienced it in your own life. Sometimes something will get too big. A problem will get too big. And you'll just go, I give up. And in that time, you kind of just set it down and you think about something. I'm just going to go have a hot fudge sundae. I give up, right? And you just set it down and you go about, and next thing you know, kind of worked itself out. Right?
Yeah, that's very funny. That's a lot of, I remember I experienced before. It was like, I just giving up. And then it's like, there is a solution. Because when you're giving up the attention in it and giving up that thinking and feeling in it and just feel the relief of it, just like you're letting it go, then the solution comes right away for you to experience a difference of different of that. So Jen, we're having like you want to expand the last thing now? We're having a little bit left. We have a lot of time. We could speak for this for hours. So I feel like time goes fast when and it's so good listening to everything you share. So do you want to, with the last thing, expand with this, what Abraham talked about, these 5 steps, so people can clearly understand that, what it is and how to practice this energy, this vibrational reality to the becoming of what they want, in being, doing, and having. So.
Yeah, I would so love to expand the 5 steps. And I just have to say, Espen, I love everything you've shared today too. It
so
is
good.
Beautiful. Yeah. So at Abraham, and I love it because this is easy, right? It's easy. Let it be easy. Let it be easy, everybody. Yeah. Let this be easy.
Yes.
5 steps, right, to the creative process. Number 1, we ask. When do we ask? We ask when we experience something in our life that we don't prefer. We ask when we experience contrast. Now, they say the word ask, sometimes that's almost too strong of a word because we don't necessarily have to ask from our physical perspective. Um, Say if we're experiencing some contrast, we don't need to deliberately go, oh, I don't like this, and this is what I'm asking for, right? Because the universe isn't responding to our words. Okay, so for those people that are very eloquent speakers, it's not your words; it's always your vibration, right? Or those people that feel they're not good speakers, don't worry, it's not your words; it's your vibration. Okay,
Yeah.
so ease, 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 ease. So, but anytime you experience any contrast in your life, you ask. And the broader aspect of you, your inner being, that extension of source energy, does step two automatically. You don't need to do anything. It answers, and it answers with exactly with what you're desiring. So, say for example, you're feeling some worry right now. Maybe you're feeling, worried. You've been watching the news and you're feeling a little worried, right? You're seeing some changes. It's making you worry. Your inner being goes ease and flow. Ease, comfortability and greater stability of vibration, greater connection to who you really are, right? It's all in your vortex, it's spinning, and it's calling to you, right? It's calling to you. So then here's where you come back in, right? Because you didn't have to do anything in step two. It's answered for you automatically. Step one, you just kind of bump into it. You don't need to do anything with that either. So, and I'll add this. So if you think, you don't need to make fancy lists of all the things you want and do all those things, you don't need to do any of that. You've asked. You know, if your car isn't what you prefer, you prefer a nicer car or a different car. You know it. You don't need to get all write it down and put pictures all over you. Not necessary, right? Now, if you find a picture of a car you like, cut it out or it's your thing, and then put it in your box. Put it somewhere if you really feel so desired. But so what do you do in step three? Well, you acknowledge that contrast. Huh, yeah, okay. I experienced that thing that I didn't prefer. And that's okay. Because I know in that moment, the universe was expanded. My universe was expanded, meaning it was answered. So it's about me feeling okay with that. Not beating myself up because I experienced contrast. Not beating myself up because I felt a little frustration when I went to the store and they didn't have some of the items I wanted to purchase, right? Being okay, right? Going, well, yeah, I did feel some frustration, but that's okay, right? The store is doing the best they can, and so am I. And those, the truck drivers and people hauling it, everybody is. And all is well. And I actually have a really well stocked home, so all is good. So now you just kind of go about kind of letting yourself off the hook, right? You're feeling better. You're not beating yourself up because you got angry at the store, right? Or a little frustrated or whatever it was. Now you're letting yourself off the hook. And then you're just going about feeling good. You're going about going, hey, kiddos, I just love you. Oh, right? You're just feeling good. You're like, look at how nice it is out. Look, our snow is just about all gone. Do you see, right? You're just going about feeling good. You're just going about. And you're saying, hey, kids, let's do this thing together. Won't this be fun? Let's make some cookies. I've got all the ingredients here. Let's do that. Or whatever. You're going about enjoying, enjoying, enjoying. Well, guess what? Things flow in. Your partner, your husband, your partner, your spouse calls and goes, hey, guess what? I'm on my way home. Would you like me to stop at the store or would you, whatever, because maybe they have a job where they still go to it, right? Just making up the scenario. Well, they find what you want. They bring it home. Or you find the satisfaction of feeling the joy without it. Either one is good. See, it's not really the manifestation of whatever it was you wanted at the store, although that could be part of it. It could flow right in. But it's allowing yourself to receive it and not beating up on yourself because you noticed they didn't have something, and not trying to be a martyr in the store. If you really felt a little frustrated because they didn't have any butter, well, you felt it, right? You did it. You felt it. And but then allowing yourself to come back into alignment with that greater degree. That's step three, because things will flow in that space. You'll find joy. You'll find increased alignment. And step four is getting good at that, letting that be a part of who you really are. Allowing yourself to be comfortable feeling comfortable. That's a good way to say that. Allowing yourself to feel good more of the time and be comfortable with feeling good, not feeling guilty because you feel good. I'm feeling really good. I'm really enjoying this time. I don't have to go into the office. I get extra time with my kids. Shouldn't I be feeling worried because somebody else might be sick? Somebody else might not have what they need. Maybe I should be worrying. No, that's not step 4. Step 4 is just you're feeling good. I'm really enjoying this. Extra time with the kids. The atmosphere is more clear. Wonderful things are happening. We're finding new ways of doing things. Things are flowing forward. That's step 4. You're just feeling good. Step 5 is you're going back out to the store again. They don't have any butter this time either. But you're not wigged out. You're like, okay, no butter. It's all good. And you just feel that, yes, there was an asking for butter in that moment, but it didn't wig you out. You didn't feel like you needed to go through a big process over it. You could feel the delight. And guess what? As you're feeling that step 5-ness, somebody goes and they're restocking the shelf. And they go, oh, look, here's some butter. Oh, thank you. I'd love one. Right? And it just flows right for you. Things flow. And it doesn't have to be exactly like that example. It can be so many other things, but I wanted to attach a little bit of visual to it. But it's really that easy. Our part is when we feel contrast to acknowledge it and then go about doing however feels good to you to come into a space of feeling good. And then allowing yourself to feel good more, flowing forward, and continue feeling good. See, it all boils down to feeling good.
I love that, Jen. And I like that you said the contrast, for me also when I get more clarification, because it's like knowing it's not about the outside and this happening to me. And this is something, this is like, oh, this is what I'm feeling now. But I acknowledge it, be honest with it, what feels a little bit better, and then stepping into that space. So immediately when you acknowledge it before it's you've been too much thinking about it and feeling about it. If you acknowledge it immediately when it's happening and you practice that pinch, to pivoting and to shifting and changing immediately when you have that feeling of the contrast and you don't feel good, then you will practice yourself to learn to not getting out ahead of it, not being too attached by it when it's happening more and more. And then you will, like I said, the 5 steps, you're like, oh, no, okay, and then you're just like moving on and just like nothing happened in the moment. You just like leave that with no resistance to what happening, to what happening in the moment. And you're just like flowing forward in the newness or what's coming forth from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I love what you shared there. It is so much clarification. And it's so nice to just like, when you acknowledge for yourself those things and you practice your vibration immediately, your energy will say, when there is like this, like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit scared or whatever feeling you have, what feels a little bit better, and you start to practice this and you start feeling a little bit better and you improve your feelings, because that is such a freedom to know that there is always a chance to improvement in your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yes.
It's always available. So there is not like a stuck energy. There is not that, oh, now I feel this, I have to stay here and be in that forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's always an opportunity to improve your feelings, to feel better and better and better and better it feels, better it gets and better it gets, easier it gets, and better you feels, and just moving forward and more and more and more and more and more.
I love it. It feels so good. And, just really understanding we each have our own unique way of feeling good, right?
Yeah.
So what makes me feel good is going to be a little different than what makes you feel good, or maybe a lot different. And so when you see other people doing things and you go, gosh, what are they doing that for? Well, just allow them their space. See them as coming into a space of better feeling. Right? And you just grant them their beingness. Everybody's doing the best they can.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful, beautiful, cooperative universe. It's a law of attraction universe, and we're all in this together. And when we can feel and flow more from our space of alignment, and I want to add this in too, Abraham actually gave a percentage. They said if you can feel and flow in your alignment 70% of the time, you're doing really well. right? If you're
Yeah.
doing it more than that, that's fantastic, right? So it's not like you need to be perfect. We did come to notice things that aren't our preference. We did come to notice they didn't have any butter, but put more like this much attention on it instead of woo, making a Facebook post and telling everybody and going all around.
Yeah.
Let
This
it
is going bad, and now it's in the
go.
yesterday, and then tomorrow it's like, oh, this is happening again. Then you just like, no, oh, the law of attraction is well work for you, because it's drawn into yourself. What you pay attention to and what you most feel and thinking about is drawn to you always.
Yes,
And
yeah,
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's the best thing ever, because it's giving you very, very much clarification in your life,
yeah.
that you can focus into whatever vibration you want in every aspects of it, and feeling good in it more and more, most of it.
Mm.
So it's always an opportunity to shift and transform and change, and we always are changing. We are not like staying in the same. So that is something nice also to know, that we are always moving forward, no matter what.
Yes.
So it's all good, it's all well, and I will end it to say, Jen, wow, what an amazing. We had an amazing hour with you, Jen. Thanks for everything you share, and just love to share one more thing before we end. It's like, now it's not about the outside self anymore. It's about the inside self, and inside self, all it is always good, all is well, and it's supporting and uplifting you, and it's always giving you the best. So, and we all got it. We all have this inside self. We have this inner beingness, pure low source energy, and yeah. So
Beautiful word.
wow, yeah, so
Yeah.
good, Jen. This is so good. I feel amazing, and thanks for everything you share about today. What we, and it's so many new perspectives, and it's so good to acknowledge these things for ourselves, and just speaking it out, and just knowing that it's easy. This is, we don't have to do it to make it hard. We're not here for make anything. Actually, we're more in the letting it happen space, when we can be in that space and allow ourselves to be in the feel good now, and not judge ourselves by it, like you said, but allow ourselves to be in that. That's the perfect time now to know, to letting yourself to be in the feel good now. It's best time ever, and it's more to come.
And more to come. Yes. So I
So
love you, Espen, and I love and appreciate you all. Thank you so
yeah,
much for being you. Thank you for shining so bright. And thank you for feeling and flowing forward. All is well, and always more to come.
always more to come. So see you then on Tuesday. It's going to be the same. I know that European time will be 1 hour forward. In fact,
Yes.
yeah, one
Yes.
hour forward. So it will be on the 31st of March, the March of 31st, how we say it. So that's
Yeah.
going to be on Tuesday at 1 p.m. In your time, and in 8 p.m. in European time, or 9 p.m. probably.
On.
Yeah, it's all good. We figure it out.
Yeah, we have
So,
European time change happening this weekend.
yeah.
So we'll be back on Tuesday for sure.
Yeah, so Tuesday we will be tuned in here again. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's all good.
Yes.
So
So
thank you so much, and love you guys, and thank you, Jen, and thank you for all of you who's been anticipating and co-creating with yourself here, and being here and feeling your own alignment through all of this. And yeah, like we always say, more to come, and there is.
more to come. Love you all. Mwah.
Love you all.
Everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day.